Hello StarCraft fans, this is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between HuK and Acer Bly on Ruins of Seras. This is a PvZ from DreamHack that wrapped up a couple of weeks ago, and let's get right on into it. In the top left of Ruins of Seras, we have the blue Protoss player hailing from both America and Canada. It is HuK, representing evil geniuses. And in the top right of Ruins of Seras, we have the red Zerg player from Ukraine. It is Acer Bly, obviously representing Team Acer. So again, another player from Ukraine that we can root for. There's Demaga, there's Bly, and Whitera. So alright, I was trying to think of a list of all the Ukrainian players that I knew a few weeks ago, and actually completely forgot about this guy, Bly here. He made very good showings in the European qualifiers for the Gauntlet SC2 Championship. That was held a couple weeks ago as well. And so let's go ahead and see what's going on to see what will happen between these two players. It looks like it was a gateway first into a simulator here and a hatchery first from Bly. So fairly standard stuff indeed. In ZVP, the hatch first has become fairly normal. I mean, it used to be a pool into hatchery just because you worried about getting cannoned out. Maybe not necessarily on a huge map like this, but still it was a concern. But now, just with the rush distances involved, with the fact that the hatchery can get out sub 1 minute, just means it's harder for Protoss to get in here and throw those cannons up and really force a cancel and just sometimes just outright win the game. So Zergs, go ahead and feel safe taking that 15 hatch. Meanwhile, it looks like, yes, a gateway expand into a nexus here for HuK. Off of a single assimilator. I think we'll see the second one coming up here in just a couple seconds here after the Cyber Core goes down as well. Probably some Adept Harass in the early game. And yeah, I really don't know what else to expect from the Protoss player. It could be a Stargate first type play, but no. With that second assimilator, definitely going to be Adepts. Not even building a Zealot at all yet. We're waiting for the Cyber Core to come out. And then making this unit here, the Adept 100 Minerals, 25 Gas, has cost 2 supply and takes 27 in-game seconds to build, unless it is being Chrono Boost. Probe, scouting on out. Oh, third hatch coming up here as well for Bly. So recognizing basically that HuK likes macro openings, doesn't even really scout this out, just goes for the 3 hatch here. The third hatch was after the pool, as you can see this, and no gas being taken yet either. It is a gasless opening so far from Bly. Going to have to defend with slowlings and queens against any aggression that's going to come his way. And actually, if the Adepts come on to creep, slowlings do fairly well against them. They're faster than they are. If they're off creep, it's a bit of a problem. But here is Bly still not taking any gas whatsoever. Just getting that worker count up as high as he humanly can. It's 25 to 20 harvesters in favor of HuK at this point. And actually, was that a Stalker that came out first? Oh goodness, I'm such a liar. It was a Stalker first play here from HuK, and getting Warp Gate research into a Robo facility. So Slowlings versus a Stalker. The Stalker's going to win that every single time just because it is faster than the Lings and has range. The Lings run on in. They try to see if the gas has been taken in this natural. The Probes pull off and kill one of those Lings. More Zerglings come on the backside though. They want to go after this Probe, and the Stalker's attention is diverted after killing the rest of those. Can these Lings kill the pylon? I think there are enough to actually do it. Mothership Core comes in as well. Boom! Completely gone. The Lings make a run past that Mothership Core, try to get up into the main and get a full scout off, and they are. They're going to see the robotics facility coming up very early here. They're going to see the double gas, obviously, and not much else, but it does tell him the robotics facility is the tech of choice for the Protoss player, and finally has taken both of his extractors, but no gas actually coming out yet. What is going on? Yeah, no income on the gas. So he took the extractors, but not actually making any use of them. I'm not sure what Bly is trying to do there, but either way, back on task. Warp Prism on the way, as well as a Sentry for HuK. Going to try some of those special tactics with the Warp Prism, especially with that Gravitic Drive upgrade that makes them faster, and the fact they can pick up units farther away from the actual unit than they used to be able to. Warp Prisms are just really, really fun to watch and really fun to use. If you're a Protoss player, figure out how to use them. They are a very powerful tool in your fight against the Swarm and against Terran as well. This Overlord trying to run for its life, and no, not going to happen. Stalker does pick up a kill. Stalker probably has a couple kills, doesn't he? 5 kills on that bugger. Another Overlord running on out, trying to get some more scouting information off. There's not much new to see, though. I mean, it's observers, it's a couple gateways, no other tech paths have been chosen, no forges or anything like that from HuK. Meanwhile, it is a lair coming up for Bly, as well as a Roach Warren. Indeed, right back there. Inject Bly. You can do it. Ready, set, go, inject. No, not happening. I guess he's more distracted by the queens. The queens really want to kill his mothership core. Oh, a recall! The mothership core recalls itself. I've never seen that before. She was not saving an army, she was saving her own skin. That's actually fairly hilarious. Alright, so the queen has injected while I wasn't paying attention. There's another good inject there. Good girl. Good girl. Warp Prism is here, though. The Lings are ready for it. They don't have speed, but roaches are starting to pop out. So, oh, force fielding off the main here, though, and then warping in units here at the natural base. Oh, no, this is such a bad feeling for every Zerg player. The Adepts and the Sentries are going after the Queen. First of all, another force field comes up. The Lings cannot get out of here. Where are the roaches? The roaches, where are they going to pop out? I don't know, but it doesn't look like it's where Bly needs them to be. Drones are forced to fight for their lives. Oh, but saved by the Warp Prism with 11 hit points. Saves the Sentries. The Adepts are going to die after taking as many workers as possible with them. And yes, finally does get cleaned up there. Wow, clutch pickup there from the Warp Prism. I'm going to swoop around and maybe try something similar. Again, some idle drones here as well. That really threw Bly off his game. Although it is 56 to 46 total harvesters, the harassment didn't kill the Zerg player entirely. Looks like he lost about 5 drones there in exchange for 3 Adepts. So probably a fair trade. There we go. Ravagers are needed. Ravagers with their corrosive bile ability are great against stationary targets, which Warp Prisms in warp mode are. So if it's holding still, warping units in, you can corrosive bile it and usually kill it in about 4 hits. So let's see, 60 damage per hit. Warp Prism 3. Actually, 3 should be enough to kill. No, actually 200 damage there. So 4, 5, maybe even 5 or 6. Either way, so it does take quite a bit of hits to kill it, but if it's already low on health, it's a bit easier to do so. So at this point, probably about 4 should be enough, or 3. Coming on in again are these Sentries. Corrosive bile being thrown down, and doesn't hit much of anything there, but does chase the Warp Prism away, which is another use for it. Even if you don't hit with those corrosive biles, if you force the Protoss army back or you end the harassment, you're going to be in a good spot. Taking another base here is Bly. HuK as well on his 3rd base, up and running. Lurker Den on the way for HuK, or for Bly, and Disruptors coming out for HuK. That makes a lot more sense, as well as a Spire for our friend Bly. Where is the Spire? There it is, right here in the main base. And another base as well. Bly expanding like a madman. Creep spread, pushing out across the map. He's sending some Ravagers and some Roaches out just for a quick poke to see what's going on in the Protoss base. And the answer is Stalkers and Adepts. And again, a couple Disruptors in the back ready to throw out that Purification Nova ability that does 145 splash damage and an additional 55 shield damage to nearby ground units and structures. Just look at the creep. It's almost there. It's almost to the 3rd base. This is not good for HuK. He needs to get rid of this creep spread. And indeed, he's throwing down some Adepts to try to deal with it. Corrosive bile. Oh, they do get the Warp Prism. Nicely done by Bly. Yeah, excellent corrosive bile hit there. Tried to pick up and get out there. Wasn't able to do it quite fast enough was HuK. I'm sure he's sad about that. He needs another Warp Prism. Again, just the utility is so great. This Observer checking out exactly what Bly is doing. So frustrating to watch this on replay and see that's what the Zerg is doing. I've been there before, man. I've been there to where an Observer is just watching everything I do. The Protoss counters every move I make, every building I create, just because they can see it. Observers are good. Some Lings pop on in. Again, slow Lings. They immediately die, but they see the general composition. Sentries, Adepts, Disruptors, and Stalkers. A Changeling gets killed as well. HuK knows more than to be fooled by that one. 200 plus APM for our Protoss player. About 160, 230 current, though, for Bly at this point. Infestation Pit on the way, and the Mutalisks are coming out, so Bly should be able to support this Lurker Roach army with some Mutas, which is nice. Mutas do really well against Disruptors because they don't attack air in any way. If the Stalker count is too high, it can be a problem, but the Lings have speed now. Purification Novas don't hit much of anything, and retreating back to the creep. Here is Bly. He might be waiting for his Mutas, or he wants to send the Mutas out on harassment. Oh, the Lurkers managed to burrow on the high ground here. They're going to throw down some destruction. Purification Nova does kill 2 of them, though. The Lings come rolling on in. Good force fields, keeping most of the units away. The Lings chasing the entire army back. Meanwhile, Bly says, fine, you want to deal with that? We'll get through this pylon. And double Photon Overcharge coming up as well, trying to kill these units. Corrosive Biles being thrown down to kill the Mothership Core, and he gets it. Nicely done, Bly. Indeed, more Novas coming on up. Pretty good splits, but just not enough. Absolutely killing a Roach and a Ravager. All that's left here is a single Lurker, a single Hydra, and a single Ravager. Where are those Mutas? There they are. The Mutas are coming across now. I thought they'd be here by now, but they are not. And the Lurker falls. The single Hydralisk also dies. I think that Sentry got the kill. Nice job, Sentry. Continuing to reinforce across the map, though, here is Bly. on a lot of bases. Purification Nova's killing a single lurker, but there's still one down there. The Mutas are trying to come to the safety at the same time here. They want to get these disruptors on the front line. Disruptors not where they want to be, blinking forward, taking shots from the lurkers, not worrying about it. The lurker ends up dead as well. The Mutas are taking huge casualties, and they back on out. Look at the creep, though. You can see the creep from this third base. Oh, that is so terrible for HuK. HuK on the offensive, blinking forward, killing creep tumors, killing overseers as well, and the creep should start to recede. That is something new in Legacy of the Void. The creep grows faster with creep tumors that are spread, but it also recedes faster once those creep tumors are gone. Stalkers moving on up, trying to kill more of the creep tumors. Again, the more you can kill, it's like a video game. It's good for you. Protoss Lings come rolling on in, and there are just cannons and disruptors here. They pick a couple stalkers off. No, he blinks out of there. One of them does anyway. A Muta-Ling composition here, not bad. I guess the Lings do well against Stalkers, Mutas do well against the Disruptors. The Lings try to roll in and kill what they can, but again, just severely outnumbered. Mutas try to fly on in, but 2 cannons in this mineral line. No, get out of there, Mutas. Not the place for you. There are no cannons here, though. Perhaps that might be a bit of a more vulnerable location. A 2 Stargate on the way for HuK. He's going to make some Phoenix to counter the Mutalisks. It's a good play indeed. Also getting upgrades for ground and Resonating Glaives that allows Adepts to attack 45% faster. Really, really helps that DPS. Lings running around. There are just so many bases on this map. It's really easy to take a ninja one that your opponent doesn't know that you even have, and it can be frustrating as well to notice that, oh, my opponent was on 6 bases. I thought they were on 2 this whole time. So very frustrating indeed. The Mutas are chasing down this Warp Prism. They have a move speed of 5.6. Warp Prism has a speed of 5.36. So Mutas are faster, but just barely. There's another attack over here with some Lings and some Roaches. Triple Photon Overcharge going to take this down even before the army actually shows up here. This Warp Prism is dead. There's nowhere it can go. It's trying to make use of angles, but Muta splash, and it completely takes it down. That's the second Warp Prism to die thus far. Roach somehow still alive with 1 kill. 2 kills now. Mothership Core takes it down. Doesn't do a lot of damage, but it's enough to eventually kill things on the ground, especially because they cannot shoot back. More Mutas, more Lings on the way. Infestation Pit on the way. Did he lose his first Infestation Pit? I thought for sure he already had one. He does. Why is he going double Infestation Pit? That must be a mistake on Bly's part. I think, unless he wants Pathogen Glands and Neural Parasite at the exact same moment. Either way, the Lings come running on again, get a full surround here. Triple Photon Overcharge again, chasing all those Lings away. The Mutaflock is kind of insane. It's 30 Mutas flying right on in. Getting that Stargate would be nice. They kill the cannon. They kill the other cannon. They try to kill so many workers on the ground here as well. And they see the Stargates. They have to know these are Phoenix that are coming out, and they counter them so hard. The Lings come in again. They get a few kills, but for the most part, they do get taken down by these cannons. Mutaflock looking good. Oh, picking up a couple Phoenix out a little bit too close to the sun. Blink Stalkers killing what they can as well, but this mass Muta play is something we've not seen before on my channel. More Mutas on top of everything here. They're focusing down Disruptors. They're focusing down Immortals. So many Disruptors are falling as well. Nothing much can shoot up. There are a couple sentries, but that's about it. The Blink Stalker army trying to defend the Mutas fly on out. They want no more part of it whatsoever. And there's the Hive just about to finish. What is Bly going to do with this Hive, ladies and gentlemen? The answer is another Evolution Chamber. And Vipers. Excellent, excellent play. Again, more Vipers are good. Zerg with Viper is a little bit stronger than Zerg without Zerg without Viper, in my professional estimation. Lings running on down again. The good thing about this map is a lot of attack paths for Zergs to get around and up into bases that maybe aren't as defended as well as they could be. The Mutaflock again flying on in. How many are there? 29. Sorry, Sentry completely dead. Oh, Phoenix not quite in position. And every Phoenix dies. Whoa, Mutas. They don't see that every day. Do they want to stand and fight with these? They want to stand and fight with the Stalkers. Stalkers are +2 attack. Mutalisks do have +1 attack, but that's it. And the Stalkers are going to win that battle. It's enough to force them out. Where they can use their tissue regeneration ability here to regenerate life faster than most Zerg units, as long as they're out of combat, which they are right about now. So that was a lot of dead Mutas. Units lost to have 30 Mutas have lost their lives thus far. 8,400 minerals, 3,100 gas lost for Protoss, 10,000 minerals, 4,700 minerals lost for Zerg, and 7 drones to 23 probes. Currently 45 to 65 harvesters in favor of Bly, 164 to 175 total supply, continuing to make Phoenix, continuing to make Disruptors as well. Another Ling attack here on top of these Stalkers, but they are pretty much outnumbered. There are Zealots here as well with +3 attack. Woo! +3 attack on Zealots, very good. Against Lings, Adrenal Glands on the way. Increases the attack speed of Lings by 40%, bringing them to such like a sub-1 attack speed by a lot. It's like a 0.3 or something like that. Kind of insane. Lurkers on the low ground and the high ground. Interesting strategy here. They're going to burrow, take out this cannon. It does count as an armored unit, and they do 30 damage versus armored with their spines. Photon overcharges come up, but they can't see the lurkers now. These lurkers burrow here. What is the purpose of that, I wonder? I don't know, but they get the assimilator, the Mutaflock flying around, causing what damage it can, and the Vipers are ready to throw down a parasitic bomb if a Phoenix Cloud shows up. Oh man, so many workers are dying here at this point. There's a small Phoenix Cloud. I'm not sure if it's enough to be worried about for the Zerg player, but just picking up pylons, trying to supply block. It looks like supply block HuK. Can he pull it off is the question. I don't know. Parasitic bomb on top of the Phoenix. They're not really splitting up. Yoinking into Disruptor and killing it as well. Oh, Vipers have so much utility there. Both Disruptors explode in a gout of flame. But focusing on the Vipers, the Phoenix get the last laugh. They are both dead now. Looks like they cleaned up these lurkers down here. Makes a lot of sense. And the Mulisks fly on out again. HuK is down to 29 Harvesters. Bly at 71 right now with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bases, taking a 6th base, basically 4 right now for HuK, but again with only 29 workers. Nothing much mining here at all, nothing mining here. Again, pretty low on mineral count, but HuK decides he just needs to go for it. He's taking too much damage. He's going to use these Blink Stalkers, use these Archons and the Sentries to try to get in here and just kill the Zerg player. Maybe try to starve him out the way that HuK has been starved out here. Again, the Archons do 47 damage versus biological. They are very good against Mutas. The Blink Stalkers alone try to finish off this space. An Ultra pops out, though, and does get burned down. It was on rally, unfortunately. Lurkers come running on in. Don't even manage to burrow there, just losing them. Whoa, Bly, be very, very careful. And indeed, Lurkers laying waste to this base here. All the drones are forced to retreat. The Nexus looks like it's going to fall as well, and the Stalkers are backing on out. It looks like they're going to try to save this. But again, the Lurkers, they do not have any attack upgrades, but versus 30, or attack 30 versus armored is pretty good. If they all focus on the Nexus, I think they could get it, but looks like their attacks are a little bit spread out, I guess I would say. Mutaflock again, and Familiar Hunting Grounds coming in, just trying to take out pylons, trying to depower buildings, depower production, maybe supply block HuK at the same time. All the Lurkers get cleaned up as well by the main army. Now they're coming up to clean here, picking up a free Phoenix. More and more probes are dying. Oh, the probe massacre in this game has just been insane. 51 probes have died thus far. Mutaflock just trying to decide where they want to go next. Again, they're not supply blocking HuK, but HuK with only 23 Harvesters remaining. Again, Bly did lose a base, but had another one in progress. Viper a little bit too slow. Its body gets flying off into the Neversphere. Zealot and Adepts moving around. I think they know about this space, or are they just looking for it? No, they know about it. Somebody came over here to scout this out. They're going to try to kill it with a small Ling counterattack of his own, except Lings are not Lings. It's mostly Adepts and Zealots instead. Adepts coming up here at the same time. The Mutas show up. Goodbye, Adepts. Mutas come over here to get rid of these ones. These units run for their lives. They recognize what is coming this way very, very soon, and the answer is Mutas. However, the army for HuK is still pushing up here. If HuK can do some damage, maybe kill another couple bases, the army looking very good indeed for HuK, just absolutely massacring these drones. 29, 30, 32 drones have died so far in the game for Bly. The Ultras come rampaging in, though, and they're just going through these Archons, taking casualties of their own. Fungal Groves being thrown down by the Infestors. Lurkers trying to burrow in advantageous positions at the same time. Mutas flying on in and just crushing everything that was left. The Archons are still alive. Hallucinated Archon actually tanking a bunch of damage as well. That's pretty good. Another attack over here with Zealots just cleaning out these drones. +3 Zealots do a lot of damage. 11 times 2, 22 damage on these guys with every swing of their blades, and that was lost. 32 workers left for Bly, 30 for HuK. That was a huge blow to Bly by HuK. Well played indeed by our Canadian-American Protoss player. More Archons coming in. Immortals as well. Immortal do a good job against Ultras, especially with +3. 65 damage versus armored with a weapon speed of 1.04. Just destructive as all get out. Blink Stalkers finally deciding to take out this base. They did get some workers there, but I don't think the Protoss player actually killed this base at this point. Spore Crawlers coming up because, I guess, the Phoenix Cloud? I don't know. The Muta's trying to fly around and do what they can. But there are 3 Archons and 3 Pylons for Photon Overcharge available And the Muta's back on out. They have +2 flyer, but no armor whatsoever, which is a bit of a problem. Hatchery does end up falling. This is pretty much the mining base that's left for Bly, which is a problem. There are lurkers here, however. Lurkers do pretty good against stalkers. The Mutaflaw continuing to pick off probes where they can find them. Oh, free Immortal. Oh, poor Immortal on rally. Can't even attack anyway. Don't go after these Archons. Bad idea, Mutas, and they do. They back on out. The stalkers get pinned up against a wall here by, oh man, by all these Ultras. Just destroying every single one except for this guy, the Survivor, with 5 kills. He's going to head on back home. The Mutas are still alive. I mean, at this point, the Mutas, about 12 of them, a Greater Spire on the way for Bly, because why not? Who doesn't like Broodlords? I mean, I like Broodlords. They're fun. They're kind of easy to counter, though. I guess this is still a mining base. No gas coming in here, though. Bly really worried about his mineral income right now. I think he's just trying to drone back up. Making hiders, making another hatchery to replant. This is turning into a pretty epic game. I mean, right now it is 151 to 161. HuK doesn't have much of an army, but at the same time, he's been able to come back against great odds. And I'm not going to count him out quite yet. So here comes Bly with Ultras. They're not fully upgraded Ultras. They don't have much armor on them at all, but there are Vipers here, which is a problem. Feedback on the Vipers, killing 2 of them immediately. Mothership Core does get focused down. However, the Ultras are going right on in. There are cannons. There are Stalkers. Are there any Immortals on the field to speak of? There's a single one somewhere. I just don't know where. I don't think the Stalker army can handle it. For our friend HuK, Lurkers on the low ground just massacring everything there. Ultras right on top of this Nexus. Lings at the same time. Archons come from behind, and the Immortal. Oh, goodness. The Archon's soaking up a lot of this damage. The Immortal cannot take damage. He needs to stand back and actually fight. Getting kited back there, and does get destroyed by the Ultra, but there are only 2 left and a handful of Lings, and that's it. A GG from HuK. HuK has defeated, Bly is victorious, and HuK has left the game. Ooh. Again, great display from both of these players. HuK doing what he needed to do. He had Immortals versus the Ultras. He had Blinkstalkers as well against the Mutas, but Bly was just able to kind of push off those early attacks, deal with the Warp Prism a little bit earlier than HuK wanted him to. Get that worker count up, take an extra base, I think down here. He had this one up for quite a while, and that helped him just get up a huge Mutaflock. He kind of pinned HuK into his base for a long time, killing pylons, depowering stuff, dealing with the Phoenix a lot better than I would expect, considering it was Phoenix versus Muta. And in the end, just had a big enough army and just enough presence to even stand losing a couple bases and come back and win anyway. It was close, though. Look at this. It was close. There's just a small handful of units left in this army for Bly, but he pulled it off. The Ukrainian did what he needed to do and took out HuK in this match. So that's it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter and Facebook, both at /FalconPaladin. Go ahead and visit the store link if you haven't before. There are StarCraft 2 t-shirts there. There are Falcon Paladin t-shirts if you want to represent the FP. And until next time, as always, thanks for watching, and you take care of yourself.